Little Joe lived in a house where mom and dad fought all the time. It made her sad, so she would climb through the kitchen cabinets, crawl out the window, and sit quietly, all by herself. That was the only time she felt peace. 20 years later, Joe was now grown up. One morning, she woke up late again, rushed to get dressed, and ran out to her job as a cleaner. But suddenly, she got a call. It was from the company where her brother, Michael, worked. Michael was autistic and needed extra care. When Joe got there, the manager looked angry. She said Michael had messed up the company's data and leaked private stuff to the news. Because of that, Michael was getting fired and without any money. Joe was furious. She said, "This is his 8th job." But the manager just shrugged and said, "He's lucky we're not calling the police." As they left, Joe's phone rang again. Now it was her own boss, warning her that if she didn't show up in 2 hours, she'd be fired too. Joe had no choice. She had to take Michael with her. She ran to start her bike, but it wouldn't work, so they rushed to catch a bus. But oops, they got on the wrong one and had to jump off and find the right one fast. At work, Joe stepped into the elevator and was surprised to see the company's 2 big bosses, Jeffrey and Gerald. A pregnant woman joined them too, but Gerald looked annoyed and made a mean joke. Morgan, the pregnant lady, snapped back, saying if they paid her maternity leave, she wouldn't be there working. Joe finally met her boss, Derek. He was not happy she was late, so he told her to clean the tallest, dirtiest windows in the skyscraper. While she was cleaning up high, a kind guy named Noah joined her. Meanwhile, Michael was being watched by security, but he slipped away and started exploring the building. Downstairs, the bosses were being interviewed by a television host. She talked about the company's new energy system and mentioned a big party happening that night. Jeffrey acted smart, answering questions, while Gerald just grunted and said, "Absolutely." Back up high, Noah told Joe how he liked her. He looked at the city below and said, "All flesh is grass," and wondered how the world looked before people ruined it. Then Derek messaged them, saying they needed to clean faster because the party was starting soon. Noah told Joe, "Take Michael somewhere nice after work. He deserves it." Later, while the party hall was being decorated, Gerald kept sniffing happy powder. Joe was still cleaning late when Michael came to her and said he wanted to go home. Joe felt bad but told him she wasn't done yet, and if he stayed, she could get fired, so she begged him to wait downstairs. Even though she was almost done, Derek said she still had more windows to clean. Joe was tired, but she didn't want to lose her job, so she kept cleaning. Suddenly, she realized Derek had locked the elevator and now controlled it himself. It was dark and scary. Joe almost slipped, and her sponge fell and hit someone below. Meanwhile, a group wearing masks entered the building. Everyone thought they were party performers. Joe finally finished and called Derek to let her out. But Derek, still mad at her for coming late, ignored her and left her stuck. Then he pulled the lever to move the lift. While Jeffrey gave a speech at the party, Gerald got bored and took his girlfriend into another room. Suddenly, masked men stormed the control room and shot Derek and the others. Derek's body hit the lever, and the lift started moving again. One of the masked men was a hacker. He took over the company's system. Then, in the event hall, they released gas. Everyone fainted except the masked crew who wore gas masks. Joe, stuck outside, saw it all but couldn't help yet. Michael ran through the halls and found a safe room to hide in. The masked group gathered everyone at the party and handed them guns. Their hacker, Z, said people would stay asleep for 4 hours. The leader removed his mask and said his name was Blake. He said they were Earth revolutionists. They wanted to protect the Earth and stop bad companies from harming it. They planned to question everyone. If people told the truth, they'd be safe. Z jammed all radios so no one could call for help. But one person was missing, Gerald. When they asked Jeffrey, he stayed silent. So they broke his fingers until he talked. They found Gerald in a room, and guess who came in wearing a mask? It was Noah. Joe saw everything through the window. She screamed, but she was too far up. No one could hear her. So she tied a rope to the lift and started climbing down, brave and scared. Inside, Blake told everyone to stay calm. Jeffrey thought it was about money, but Noah got angry and shoved a wine bottle down his throat. Blake pulled Noah back and warned him they came to change the world, not hurt people. But Noah had his own dark plans. His team brought out bombs. Meanwhile, Joe found a jelly-like paste in the lift's compartment. She spread it on the window, lit it, and made a huge SOS sign. People outside saw it. Help was coming. Blake found out and told Noah to stop Joe. Gerald saw a chance and ran. Noah reached Joe and said, "Bring me up, I need to deal with Gerald." Gerald ran, but Blake found him. In the struggle, the gun went off and shattered glass. Noah joined with his gun pointed at Gerald, ready to end it. But Blake shouted, "Don't be stupid, we're almost done." However, Noah suddenly shoots Blake without warning, and all the people who liked Blake are shot too. Blake's body is thrown out the window, and Noah shoots Jeffrey in the leg so he can't run. Joe quickly goes to Blake's body, takes his gun and his phone, and hides. Michael hears footsteps and hides too. Then police sirens get loud, so Noah grabs a phone and pretends to be a scared hostage. He grabs a pregnant cleaner and says he'll hurt her unless she shoots her gun into the air outside, so the police will look at her and not at them. A police helicopter flies over fast and points a sniper at the woman, waiting for the okay to shoot. But Noah has a tricky plan. Since the news already says the woman is the bad one, he tells Z to move $33 million from the company into Joe's bank, making her look guilty too. Detective Gov arrives and hears everything. One officer says Joe used to be in the Marines. She was really strong and passed training, but she had to quit after beating up a teammate who hurt her. The ground commander says they should shoot Joe now, but the detective says no. She says Joe waved an SOS sign, so she can't be a bad guy. But then they see Joe got $33 million, and everyone panics. Still, the detective tells them to wait. Joe checks Blake's body again and takes his phone. Suddenly, the crane shakes hard and Blake's body falls, but Joe grabs on and doesn't fall. Then she calls the detective, crying, and begs her to protect her brother. Meanwhile, everyone at Agnew & Company is caught on camera confessing their evil secrets. A video from long ago shows Noah as a kind activist who wanted to save the Earth. Blake was also a peaceful guy who fought bad companies without hurting anyone. But now that Noah killed him, the detective says he's just a terrorist now. Inside, Noah wears a strange bracelet that watches his heart. If he gets too angry and doesn't calm down in 5 seconds, it will explode and kill everyone. The detective begs Noah to let people go, but he says they're not done confessing. He'll free some soon, but only if the police stay away. While they talk, Noah sees police sneaking close. He warns them to leave, counts to 5, and then sets off a bomb that kills 5 officers. The detective yells at her boss for going behind her back and tells him never to do that again. Z sees what happened and starts feeling scared. Noah calls again and says he wants to get his brother. Then the police spot something flying at the detective. She jumps through a window and escapes just in time before it explodes, but the blast knocks her down. She gets help from the police and tells the sniper to shoot a hole in the window. She jumps through it to get inside. Now, the news calls Noah and his group full terrorists because they killed the officers. After trying hard, Joe and her brother Michael break the glass and go inside. The bad guys chase them, so they hide in a generator room. One guy comes in, but Joe grabs him and burns his face on a hot pipe. Another one comes in shooting, but Michael grabs a toy hammer like Thor's and hits him. It doesn't work, and the man throws Michael like a rag doll. Joe grabs a gun fast, shoots the first guy, and then turns to shoot the second one too. As they run, another man traps them, but Joe shoots a steam pipe that burns him badly. They come out alive, but now Joe has to fight a tough woman. They punch and kick until the bad woman grabs a gun and is about to shoot, but Michael throws a grenade that explodes and throws her out of the building. She falls to her death. Z gets a video ready to show the world, but Noah says they'll be dead by the time the video plays. Z gets scared and tries to run. One of the bad guys chases her and shoots, but Joe jumps in and saves her by shooting him. Joe and Michael reach the control room. Michael grabs the video and deletes it before anyone sees it. Joe calls Noah and says his plan failed because the proof is gone, so all his killings mean nothing now. Michael takes the hard drive, and they leave. Joe calls the detective and says Noah will come after her. She asks her to keep Michael safe and gives Noah her location so the police can sneak into the building. The detective tells her team not to kill Noah, because if his heart stops, the building will blow up. Joe finds a bad guy alone and kills him. The police save the hostages and beat the others. Joe sneaks up on another one and slashes him with a knife. Joe finds Noah waiting for her. They fight, and at first, Noah wins and throws her down. He yells for her to give him the drive, but she says she doesn't have it. He tries to shoot himself, but Joe throws the gun and grabs the wrist bomb. She kicks him, and as he hangs on, he says she's lost, but Joe shows him the bomb on his wrist. He tries to climb back up, but Joe pushes the rope. Noah falls and dies. Now the building is safe. The detective walks up and asks for the drive, but Joe lies and says it's gone. She asks if she can keep the $33 million, and the detective says no. A few days later, the video of the company's secrets goes everywhere on news and online, while Joe and Michael finally get some peace and spend happy time together. If you enjoyed the story and want more exciting ones, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next recap.